turns writing by hand into art.
A lot of people probably don't think about writing very much. It's just something they do. But for me, it's an ancient and magical art form. It fascinates me. But it's not easy creating beautiful and striking letter forms that builds up over time.
What does traveling mean to an artist who conveys his world of art through his own set of letters?
Travel is always a great opportunity for an artist to learn and grow, because understanding and learning, it always is going to filter into my work and my own kind of experiences in my own life and things that are important to me. So that's really how it works, creativity.
He begins his journey to Namdo, the cradle of culture and art, to discover beautiful letter forms.
Traveling, it's very often the little things that you notice that make an impression. It's taking in the whole atmosphere and the sights and sounds and smells and just the whole experience. Open to new ideas and just to have an inquisitive mind. It can be the smallest thing can inspire something incredible. So I'm really interested to learn what I discover here in Korea.
In winter, Namdo, located on the southernmost tip of the Korean peninsula, is blanketed in snow.
My name is Seb Lester. I'm an artist and designer from the UK, and the focus of much of my work is letterform design. So I design fonts and logos and calligraphy and letterform-based art.
Seb Lester from the UK is a world-renowned calligraphy artist. He has created logos for many global corporations. Seb can come up with a unique letter design as long as he has paper and a pen. To him, letters are the most important means of expression.
Calligraphy is a very powerful form of self-expression. I think that's one of the things that draws me to it. I think one of the things that I focus on is beauty. I'm fascinated by beauty in the context of letterform, design and ornament, and I'm very much spend a lot of time thinking about what makes something beautiful in this kind of area.
In a serene village surrounded by a forest, a 600-year-old house comes into view. A meandering path takes the visitor back in time to many centuries ago.
I thought it was amazing. Yeah, it was really beautiful. There was an aura about it, there was an energy. It was really quite powerful, very beautiful. Nothing like we have at home. I felt a bit like I was on a film set almost, because I haven't seen anything like that before.
Seb is always inspired by old things, cultural heritage, and traditions. What stories will he hear in this house?
So, 이 건물은 고산 윤선도 선조의 고조 할아버지 때부터 1400년대 후반부터 여기 터를 잡고 그때 지어진 집이기 때문에 600년의 역사가 되는 집입니다.
This ancient house used to belong to the famous poet and scholar of the Joseon period, Duryunsan.
I think that artists' obsession and focus is on the things that give them joy and the things that they find beautiful. And if I have, so my specialise in letterform design. So I've been really interested to see the styles of calligraphy and letter forms I'm seeing here. And so I'm very interested in the history of calligraphy, trying to draw from the past but create something that's of our time in my work. I like my work to be contemporary, but I certainly believe in looking to the past and drawing from the best work.
One of the rooms is dedicated to Duryunsan-do's poetry and writings. It's called Nok-udang.
자, 여기에 있는 것은 이제 현판이라고 그러는데 건물의 이름표라고 하는 거랑 마찬가지입니다. 여기는 이제 녹우당이라고 푸른 비가 내리는 집이다 하는 이런 뜻이던데, 바람이 불면 비자나무 흔들리는 소리가 푸른 비가 내린 것처럼 느낀다 해서 여러 가지 뜻을 의미하고 있는 집으로 명명을 한 것입니다. 여기 있는 글씨는 이제 정관이라고 그래서 옛날 선비들은 혼자 있을 때도 자기 자세를 흐트리지 않고 자기 몸매를 단정히 한다 하는 그런 뜻을 가지고 있는 거예요. 그래서 이런 현판은 그 집을 상징하는 어떤 이름표나 같은 것이고, 여기는 많은 뜻을 내포하고 있는 것입니다.
So why do these beautiful old Korean houses have these signs outside?
글씨는 마음의 거울이라고 얘기를 해요. 그래서 이런 현판을 쓸 때 한자 한자에는 자기의 모든 정성을 다해서 여기다가 글을 남기는데, 글씨를 쓰면서 수양을 하고 글씨 하나하나에 온 힘을 다해서 혼을 담아가지고 글씨들을 많이 남겼죠.
To Joseon scholars, writing was a form of art and a way to express themselves. Throughout their lives, they strive to perfect their penmanship. Framed boards and tablets are the result of their efforts.
It's very beautiful. I can see it's got an incredible sense of history. It looks very ancient. And I can see there's a lot of skill that's gone into creating the forms. I think it's really important that we learn from the past. A lot to be learned from the past in what I do. And I do make a point of studying the past. A lot of my work is a modern twist, but it draws from history. I think that's really important. It gives it an energy and a vitality.
An exhibition hall at the entrance to Nok-udang puts on display Duryunsan-do's works, as well as some 4,600 pieces of treasures belonging to his family.
고산 윤선도 선조님은 조선 중기에 아주 유명한 정치이면서 직언을 잘하는 충신이었고 아주 유명한 시인이었었는데, 여기 이제 오우가를 쓰셨어요. 사람들이 서로 시기하고 질투하고 이런 것에 환멸을 느껴가지고 이 자연에 순응하는 이제 물과 돌과 소나무와 대나무, 달, 이 5개야말로 서로 변하지 않고 자연이 그대로 있는 나의 진정한 친구다 해서 불렀던 것이 바로 오우가입니다.
It's obviously a different language system, but I can see, I understand there are lots of parallels with Western calligraphy and Eastern calligraphy. In calligraphy in the West, there's an emphasis on harmony, and we think about composition, and we think about vitality, and a kind of unified contrast of black and white. And I can see all of these things here too. And so I can understand the skill involved in creating this. It's beautiful.
A solitary land blanketed in snow. This is Duryunsan Mountain, located in Dangut Maul, meaning a village on the tip of the land. Nestled at the foot of the scenic mountain is Daehungsa Temple, which has a 1,000-year history. It also houses the works of many renowned calligraphers of the Joseon era.
선생님, 우리 해남에 오면은 여기는 꼭 봐야 될 곳이기 때문에 내가 여기로 안내를 했어요. 대흥사는 이제 노천 갤러리라 할 정도로 조선시대의 명필가들 글씨들이 현판으로 많이 달려 있어요. 여기는 우리 대흥사의 본당이라고 할 수 있는 대웅 버전인데 이 글씨가 바로 이제 원교 이광서 선생이 써준 글씨예요. 조선 후기의 대명필 글씨입니다. 그 다음에 저기 보시면 이제 무량수각이라고 하는 저 글씨는 추사 김정희 선생 글씨예요. 저게 이제 추사체라고 하죠.
Daehungsa Temple puts on display tablets that were written by many noted scholars of the late Joseon period, including Chusa Kim Jung-hee. Calligraphy in the East is the art of writing with a brush. Each calligrapher has a unique style.
So, why is the work of so many great calligraphers in this one place?
조선시대 때 그때 문화는 당대 명필로 평가받는 사람들의 글씨를 받아가지고 이런 건물에다가 이제 현판을 걸면은 그 건물 가치를 높이 평가받는 거예요. 그래서 그 명필가들 글씨를 받아가지고 이런 데다 이제 걸게 되는 것이죠. 글씨를 하나의 글씨로 보는 것이 아니고 그 자체를 인격, 그 도로 생각했던 거예요. 그래서 우리나라는 대대로 글씨를 굉장히 이 고귀한 하나의 예술 장르로 본 것이죠.
It's really interesting to hear that in the East and in Korea, calligraphy is considered a noble art form and it's revered. It's a new experience. The architecture has been very interesting, it's exotic to me. The Buddhist temple with its incredible ornament and the incredible calligraphy was very striking.
Traditional decorative coloring called dancheong catches his eye. It seems to harmonize with the handwriting on the tablet. Dancheong patterns are painted using 5 colors. It is an element of Korean Buddhism art that has been preserved to this day.
I'm not religious, but I'm drawn to religious art. And I do like architecture, so I think about letter forms a lot and I think about ornamental design a lot, and so I can be walking along and see some detail on a roof or some sort of decorative motif, and I will break it down and analyse it, and those are the sort of things that I'm drawn to.
In addition to calligraphy, Seb is also interested in Asian Buddhist art. He was mesmerized by the mandala symbol in Indian and Tibetan Buddhism and has been using it in his works ever since.
I think that, calligraphy is something that's been, and letterform design has been something that's been a big focus for a long time for me. And it's a natural extension of that. It's thinking more about ornaments and forms that aren't letter-based but are related.
Seb is intrigued by the elaborate dancheong patterns. He wonders how he might use them in his calligraphy.
It's just struck me as a particularly beautiful shape, and so I'm very interested in positive and negative space and the interplay of those two things, and that's particularly what captured my eye, I think, amongst all the colour.
Namdo, the tip of the Korean mainland, is mysterious and beautiful. For centuries, its picturesque scenery has drawn artists from all over the country.
I think it's really important as an artist or as a human being to be open to, have an open mind, to be open to new experiences in nature or in design or in the history of calligraphy can be the starting point for something incredible. I gravitate towards those, and that's really struck me. Travelling, it's very often it's the little things that you notice that make an impression. It's
In Namdo, the cradle of art, Seb meets a young calligraphy artist named Cho Eun-hee.
Hello, I'm Seb. What are you sketching?
I'm doing sketchy for my work.
Right.
Look at the tree.
Yeah, beautiful.
The line is beautiful. I use Korean and images that inspire by nature.
We have a saying in the West that the nature is the best artist. So much of our work is simulating nature. It doesn't get much more beautiful than nature, really.
Yes, the material is nature very, very good.
Cho Eun-hee specializes in literati painting. Most of her works are about nature. Calligraphy is also inspired by nature in many ways.
I like the way you're capturing the leaves. They're quite simple strokes, but they describe a lot. It's the strokes. It's the style of stroke that goes from. That's very characteristic, I think, of Eastern.
Nothing is the same in nature. Each branch has its own unique lines and dots. When these different parts are connected, they form one unity called nature. To the artist who works with lines and dots, nature is a mentor.
This is my place.
Oh, great.
And cafe.
Looks nice.
Come in.
Thank you.
The cafe is adorned with all kinds of calligraphy works. Cho Eun-hee expresses the beauty of the Korean alphabet, Hangul. Korean writing system consists of syllabic blocks, which can be designed in various ways.
Now I show my work.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yes.
Cho takes her brush to show Seb an example of literati painting, her favorite genre.
I painted 사군자. 사군자 is Oriental painting in Korea. 사군자 is 4 plants. Chrysanthemum, bamboo, plum bloom. I like chrysanthemum most.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
Wow. What's the Korean name for chrysanthemum?
국화. Yes.
She finishes up the painting with calligraphy. It's Seb's first time seeing calligraphy in Hangul with his own eyes.
Is it good?
I like it. It looks very Eastern, actually. The brush strokes look very distinctly Eastern. Painting and calligraphy, where it goes from thick to thin in a very distinct way. The tool creates the shapes. So, in Western calligraphy, there are all sorts of pens you can use, dozens of different tools for different jobs. This is called a parallel pen. You can see the nice thing is you've got this really nice crisp contrast in line thickness. And so that's really useful. That's got an inline, it's called an inline, a decorative effect. A useful calligraphy tool for when you're working at big sizes. In art, about self-expression, so it's about effectively communicating something with the style of letter form and the composition of the letter form, and that's what makes it fascinating to me, I think. I personally, I love traditional tools and I love digital tools. So using the digital tools now in the present time is just an extension of that idea, but giving things a modern spin.
The two artists exchange their techniques. Just then, guests arrive at the cafe.
어서 오세요, 스님들. 앉으세요. 오, 추운데.
Hi.
셉 레스터
Lovely to meet you.
스님입니다. 네.
Lovely to meet you.
They love writing calligraphy
Yeah.
once a week.
Okay.
Seb decides to take part in today's class.
오늘은 꽃그림 그리면서 감사라는 글씨를 한번 디자인해 보도록 할게요. 셋, 넷, 밖으로도 빼내시고요. 아무래도 글씨가 여기 들어가야 되니까 한쪽으로 그림과 글씨가 이렇게 조화스럽게 가야 되겠죠. 근데 글씨를 쓸 때는 이 그림하고 같이 조화가 이루어져야 돼요. 그리고 내가 쓰는 문구를 잘 생각을 하시고 그 문구하고 글씨 톤하고도 같이 가야 돼요.
I think it's lovely. I think there's a lot of joy here. I think people are really enjoying themselves. They're very involved, and it's a very sensitive tool. It picks up the slightest movement, doesn't it? And it shows confidence very easily, and it shows uncertainty very easily. And it's a very, it's a real, it's very in tune with the you know, the heart and the mind. It's like that's very clear. So yeah, it's a lot to think about. Beautiful. I think there's something really important actually in calligraphy. It's not just it's kind of feeling the letters, kind of getting inside them, and kind of really getting that hand-eye connection really established. I think any advice I'd give really would be it would be the same advice that I give to, it takes a long time to get good at anything really, calligraphy, and so it's important to keep excited, and I'd also study the best examples I can of masters, calligraphy masters from the East, and I think it just comes down to practice really, and here you go. You can have that, that's for you. And that's for you.
감사합니다.
You're very welcome.
감사합니다.
No problem.
우리가 흔하게 보지 못했던 그런 글씨라서 재밌어요. 그냥 보는 재미도 있고 나도 따라서 한번 해보고 싶은 생각이 지금 계속 들어서 혼자 연습하고 있었어요.
켈리하고 조금 공통적인 것은 우리도 붓을 표현했을 때 굵은 선도 나오고 가는 선도 나오는데 도구는 다르지만 그런 굵기 표현은 같은 느낌인 것 같았어요. 그래서 깨끗하다, 정직하다 이런 느낌을 받았습니다.
The snow-covered landscape clears the mind. Namdo presents beautiful scenery all year round. This time, Seb heads to Gangjin, the cradle of traditional culture. He visits a Buddhist temple where he is welcomed by a lively sound. It's the sound of wood carving. Venerable Hyeokin engraves letters or images in wood. She is a recognized master in her field and has dedicated more than 40 years to this craft.
제가 이제 하는 작업은 각자라고 이런 한문이라든가 이런 한글 그리고 또 이런 변상도라는 그림 이렇게 이제 각을 하는 사람이에요. 각자는 이제 평면적인 그런 글씨를 입체적으로 목판에다가 이제 새기는 이제 작업이거든요.
Venerable Hyeokin has organized a special event for the guest. It's a Buddhist tea ceremony.
차는 불가에서는 다선일미라 그래가지고 늘 일상적으로 이제 수행하는 하나의 이것도 과정으로 이렇게 보고 마셨거든요. 글자를 각을 하기 전에 어떤 그 마음 자세, 이제 차를 통해서 조금 정화시키는, 그리고 안정되게 하는 그런 의미도 크거든요, 이게.
Thank you.
먼저 이 차의 탕색을 보고 그 다음에 향을 맡습니다. 향을 맡고 그 다음에 맛을 봅니다. 이렇게.
This tea tastes very nice. It tastes distinctly Eastern to me. It doesn't taste like the tea I drink at home. It tastes a bit more like green tea or something like that. But it's very nice. In England, we quite often have our tea with milk.
Although Seb enjoys drinking tea, it's his first time attending a Buddhist tea ceremony. He slowly savors the drink to clear his mind and soul. Wood carving requires subtle hand movements. The letters look completely different depending on the angle and depth of the engraving.
각자에서 이 기법은 양각이라는 것이에요. 양각. 이제 글씨가 돌출되고 배경이 쪼아내는 거. 그래서 조형성이 이제 더 깊은 것이고, 그리고 또 이런 거는 글씨를 이제 붓으로 썼을 때 붓의 속도감에 의해서 붓이 날리는 이런 것을 표현을 해야만 서체의 흐름이라든가 어떤 생동감 이런 것을 살릴 수 있는 거예요.
Wood carving is an exquisite process that requires a high degree of concentration and perfect execution. Each letter looks different because it's instilled with a soul. It's a priceless cultural heritage indeed.
한국에는 이런 목판 문화가 1000년이 넘었어요. 기록된 것만 해도. 그때부터 이제 이런 각자 문화가 시작이 된 거라고 보면은 1000년이 넘은 아주 깊은 그런 역사를 갖고 있어요.
She had such a profound mastery of the medium she was working in and letter forms. It was really clear to me, even though I don't understand the language and the script, I could see the quality of her work, the consistency and the flair, and they had a vitality to it, energy.
The two artists both work with the letter form. Venerable Hyeokin engraves a word for Seb, whose art has so much in common with hers. What message does she want to convey to him?
불교에서는 이 모든 것이 일체 유심조라고 그랬거든요. 마음이 만들어낸다는 거. 이제 영국으로 돌아가셔서 작품 활동 계속 하실 때 이 마음을 담아서 많은 사람들에게 더욱더 좋은 작품 이제 하시기를 기원하는 마음으로 이걸 했습니다. 여기서 이렇게 바라보는 마음.
Thank you very much. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Words that come from the bottom of the heart for the person who will read the writing. Seb writes something thinking of Venerable Hyeokin.
I chose to write out the word calm, and I think it's because when I entered the temple and had tea with you and heard your voice, I felt a strong sense of calm and peace and serenity. I have my own workshop in England and I feel very comfortable. I have similar, it's a different script, but I have lots of calligraphy on my walls, so I feel very comfortable here. I've had a great time. It's brilliant. Really, really enjoyed myself.
The two artists create something for each other. These are words that are intended exclusively for one person. Namdo, the tip of the peninsula, is home to a picturesque reed field. Gangjin Ecological Park boasts breathtaking natural scenery.
I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's beautiful nature. I love the mountains. A lot of the mountains in England, there aren't that many of them. There's more hills and they're more undulating and smooth. These are very, you can see the sea in the distance there, and you've just got these mountains that are going off into the distance. I've seen paintings actually that reference this, very inspired by nature generally, and I think even in calligraphy, a lot of the influence from different styles of calligraphy comes from nature.
Even the most subtle movement of nature can inspire an artist. This is the genuine charm of traveling.
As an artist, when I'm traveling, I'm looking to focus on growing my kind of understanding of different cultures. Very interested in ornament through history. Wherever there's calligraphy in history, there's always been ornament that sort of complements. The nice thing about symbols actually is they're universal, and seeing how it can fuel my own work, seeing if it can inspire my own work, and if so, how.
Seb wants to learn more about Asian ornaments and patterns. He looks forward to the next leg of his trip. With beautiful curves and exquisite patterns, green celadon catches the eye. Interested in decorations and patterns, Seb focuses on the hands of the artist who is creating such delicate patterns. Dung Ki-bong is the only potter who is continuing the lineage of traditional green celadon, known as Nokchangja. Green celadon is a traditional heritage that goes back to the Goryeo period. Unlike regular celadon, this form has a distinct green color and intricate patterns on its surface.
녹청자는 가마안에서 공기를 못 들어가게 막은 다음에 환원을 시킨단 말이에요. 그러면 색깔이 변하거든요. 이 녹색 이것이 그 공기와 그 불의 조화란 말이에요. 그래서 나온 자연스러운 색깔의 녹청자인데 이거는 통일시대 무렵 한 1000년 전이죠. 그 무렵에 우리 해남 지역에서 처음 제작되었던 도자기라고 그렇게 봐집니다.
Recreating the mysterious Haenam green celadon is an immense challenge. Everything must be done by hand.
우리나라 도자기의 생명은 선이거든요. 마치 하나의 흐름으로 딱 떨어지는 선이에요. 각이 없어요. 각이. 가장 중요한 게 이렇게 유선, 끊기지 않는 선, 그게 가장 중요해요.
Engraving patterns on celadon is a particularly difficult process that requires mastery.
가장 중요한 게 사실 이 공정이에요. 문양 새기는 거, 구름하고 학을 파는데 이 기법이 우리나라 도자기의 가장 특징적인 기법이에요. 상강 기법. 세계적으로 여러 가지 도자기 문양 장식 기법이 있지만 우리나라 특유한 방법이 상강 기법이에요. 이 문양이 우리 고려 시대 때 청자의 대표 문양도 되고 또 이 기형에 맞아요. 이 형태에 어울리는 문양이었어요.
After being glazed and baked in a kiln, the beautiful green celadon of Haenam is ready. The cranes look as if they were flying in the jade sky.
I think the ceramicist's work was particularly resonated with me.
I think the thing that really interests me, I appreciate the forms and the shapes of the pots, and I can see certainly the real aesthetic value in them, and the variety and the sense. I understand why they work. I was particularly taken by the cranes and his use of ornament on the surface. Surface design is something that interests me. It's, there's a huge amount of sophistication in the designs.
이렇게 잡고.
Yep.
네.
Seb decides to try his hand at engraving patterns.
Let's have a look. What shall I do?
그 위에를 그대로 한번 따라가 봐보세요.
That's really, I love the cranes. I think that's a really nice design, a beautiful symbol.
Fascinated by the traditional celadon patterns, he carefully follows the master potter.
I think it's been a really eye-opening experience for me. I didn't know much about ceramics at all, so it was amazing to meet someone who's in the absolute top of his field. So there's lots for me to think about in my visit here today.
Another day comes to an end in Namdo, the hometown of many renowned artists. Having met artists from different fields, how does Seb feel about his trip?
I've met some really inspiring people, and it's given me a lot to think about actually in terms of the way I approach my own work, because visiting the lady who did the wood carving made a real impression on me. And I used that as a starting point, so I used the word mind and heart, it's a double meaning symbol at the centre.
A chance to gain something as a calligraphy artist. He captures the most impressive moments of his trip in his art.
More patterns from the temple that we visited, which was really beautiful. This is, I thought it was a very powerful idea and a very powerful piece of letterform design. And I thought this is I'm just playing around with a variation, so I put my style of lettering.
Seb combines patterns that he has seen during his trip with Korean letters.
I think that, art is an extension of how we think, and we express our art as craftspeople using our hands. It's all about ideas, it's all about understanding harmony, and the rest of it is, to me, it's the final result that matters. It doesn't matter how I get there. I think it's been a really eye-opening experience for me. A pleasing kind of freshness to them because they weren't done in his hand.
Namdo is all the more beautiful because it's located by the sea. Where the land ends, the sea begins. Seb heads to Jodo, a small island located next to Namdo.
I think a lot of my inspiration comes from beauty outside of the realms of calligraphy. I get inspiration from architecture, I get inspiration from music, I get inspiration from painting. So there's lots for me to think about in my visit here today.
The calm ocean shines brilliantly. What stories wait for Seb on the other side of the sea?
Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too. I've heard a lot about you.
Welcome to Boyd Island.
Thank you very much.
아주 오시는 고생 많이 하셨습니다.
Jin Sung-young is a calligrapher who lives on Jodo Island. He uses diverse tools to experiment with his art. Of the numerous islets surrounding Namdo, Jodo stands out for its natural beauty. This is the reason Jin Sung-young decided to settle here.
이 조도라는 것은 하늘에서 내려다본 형국이 세대처럼 얼망중만 모여 있다 해서 이렇게 그 조도라는 명칭이 생겼는데.
Beautiful.
이제 여기서 보면은 이제 저기 바다가 직접적으로 이렇게 딱 이렇게 보이잖아요. 그래서 참 이렇게 아름다운 이렇게 섬인 것 같아요. 여기가 저기 고향이고 이 섬 속에 이렇게 한옥들이 이쪽이 너무 우리 한국적인 그런 정서가 잘 맞는 것 같아요 보니까.
The artist's workshop is full of traces of his hard work. He wants to show Seb the beauty of the Korean alphabet Hangul through his calligraphy.
그 한국의 이제 캘리그래피들은 그 다양성을 굉장히 중요시 하거든요. 근데 보시면은 이 글씨 자체가 다 다르잖아요. 그러니까는 이 글씨 스타일도 다 다르고 영어 같은 경우는 받침이 없잖아요. 그렇지만 우리의 한글은 이렇게 밑에 받침이 있고 그러다 보니까는 굉장히 한국적인 게 너무 묻어 나오죠. 이 글씨에서.
Well, it's very interesting actually if you don't speak a language and you're looking at a script because you end up you're not, the words aren't influencing your perception, so you look very clearly at the forms, and it's Korean's very distinctly it's there are lots of verticals and lots of horizontals, and the arrangement seems quite there's a sort of there's an evenness which I find quite pleasing.
Artist Jin emphasizes the importance of writing letters that can speak. He believes that a good handwriting is one that makes people want to read it, while also fully conveying its idea or theme. That's why he uses different styles in different situations.
그 글씨의 감정이라는 게 여러 가지가 있거든요. 겨울을 이렇게 일단 상상하면은 눈 내리는 것도 좋고 멋있는데 내가 느꼈던 겨울은 굉장히 혹독했거든요. 겨울을 표현할 때 이렇게 그 날선 듯 하면서도 눈에 그 휘날림, 번짐은 일부러 이게 내는 거거든요. 어떻게 보면은 날카롭다는 그런 느낌을 좀 주는 거죠. 이 겨울 자체는.
I think that I felt a connection with Suksang. I think we're kind of chips off the same block, living in different parts of the world, but I think that we have the same appreciation of aesthetics and the interplay of black and white forms.
I think it looks really beautiful. I can see, I don't understand the language, but I can see the variety and I can see the skill, I can see the consistency.
여기 오셨으니까 한번 직접 이거 한번 이렇게 한번.
Yeah, go on then. I'll have a go.
Seb uses a brush for the first time in his life. How will he portray winter?
일반인 같은 경우는 붓을 딱 잡았을 때 굉장히 좀 두려움을 많이 갖는데 셉레스터 씨는 전혀 그런 것도 없고 처음 붓을 잡았는데도 굉장히 자연스럽다는 배려입니다.
Thank you. I've never used a brush like this before, so it's very interesting to. I can tell they're natural fibres. I think this is actually. This looks quite optimistic. It's quite a warm. It's got a warmth to it. I think that's. It's like coming to the end of winter rather than the deep winter. There's not a lot of pain in these forms. It's more about sort of an optimism, I think, here. Well, I'll show you some of my tools and some of the calligraphy I do. So I'm going to write the word Bird Island, which is where we are, as you know. So I think I'll use a medieval style. This style was eventually replaced by italic as the main calligraphy style because it's quite complex to draw. It's very beautiful though. Now a different style Bird Island. These are very good for expressive strokes. I think you can see the splattery effect I'm getting here. And it does have its uses with all sorts of graphics.
제 개인적으로는 밑에 부분이 굉장히 글씨 핵이 아기자기하면서도 이렇게 이 섬과 좀 더 맞다는 약간 어울림의 그런 느낌을 또 두 번째 건 받았고요. 그래서 어찌됐든 간에 오늘 이렇게 우리 작업실까지 와주셨는데 내가 요즘 그 서각 문패 이렇게 문패에다가 글씨를 이렇게 새기는 게 있어요. 그 작업을 같이 한번.
Okay, no problem. Let's do that.
예.
Jin Sung-young wants to make people happy through the beauty of Hangul. Recently, he has been donating calligraphic door plates to the residents of his community.
안석성, 김순하 이게 두 부부거든요.
Seb decides to join the artist. He writes the names with extra care.
한글과 영문이 서로 조화가 이루어지는 것 같아서 진짜 뿌듯합니다. 이걸 받는 분이 굉장히 좋아하실 것 같다는 생각이 들어요.
The two artists visit a small village to deliver their collaborative work.
석성 씨, 나와 보게. 이게 지금 한글은 내가 쓴 거고, 이 영문은 우리 셉레스터 씨가 쓴 거예요. 어떻게 마음에 드는가?
아이고 영광입니다. 고맙습니다.
You're very welcome. It's an honour to take part in a tradition like this, and the island's absolutely beautiful.
이쪽이 좋은 거야? 여기다. 여기 이렇게.
Okay.
네,
Put it up.
Seb personally hangs up the door plate that he wrote for the owner of the house. Making people happy with your handwritten work must be the charm of calligraphy art.
멀리서 오셨는데 제가 한글의 자유스러움에 대해서 한번 보여드릴까 합니다.
Okay.
Jin Sung-young has prepared something special for Seb. He wants to show another side of Hangul by using a gigantic brush.
글씨를 이렇게 구성하는 부분에서 굉장히 투박함이 묻어나요. 그러니까 투박함이라는 건 뭐냐면은 선 사람들의 그 옹골찬 기상을 이렇게 나타내는 거거든요. 보시다시피 글자 중에 섬에서 좀 포인트를 주려고 했고, 왜냐하면은 섬 속에 모든 게 내포되어 있다 보니까.
It's a special gift for Seb, who has visited Jodo, whose name means a bird island.
I really enjoyed that. It was
very dramatic seeing you working at this scale. I think I get a strong sense of history again. It's a recurring theme in my trip, and there is a real energy and vitality to what's on the surface of the paper. It's really very dramatic.
The words leap from the canvas and go straight to the heart. This is the power of calligraphy. Namdo's beautiful landscape has drawn in countless artists. Here, Seb discovered culture and arts that have flourished for over thousands of years. The dazzling sea spreads out from the white snowy land. How will Seb remember Namdo and his very first trip to Korea?
Overall, I've had a fantastic time, actually. The scenery's been stunning, the mountains and the sea and the forests. I think the architecture's beautiful. I found it very inspirational. I met some incredible people. I guess I was focused on the things that really interest me, so the art and the design in Korea. But I couldn't help but appreciate the nature and the beauty and the architecture and the history.
He visits an observatory that offers a panoramic view of the Namdo scenery. Located on the edge of the Korean peninsula, this is the Dangut Observatory. Looking at Namdo, Seb tries to come up with one word for his experience.
I think I chose the word because I met some incredible artists on this trip with incredible craftsmanship, and I've seen incredible craftsmanship. I think it was really useful and interesting for me to think about non-Latin scripts, actually, because it's something that there are people in the West who specialise in Arabic or specialise in Chinese scripts, but it's not something I find that I've got a lot to think about.
Inspired, Seb is ready to create his next piece of work.